Hey guys, welcome back to Vinny's Lab. Today is a very special day. First, because we have so many new subscribers. Thank you so much for all of you that decided to join this journey of Vinny's Lab projects and life in general. So thank you for joining me here. Today is a very special day because we are gonna be working on a microphone for the Marble Machine X vibraphone. If you are following the Marble Machine project with Martin from Vintergatan, you know that they are almost done with the machine. Well, they are refactoring a lot of stuff on the machine, but one thing that is not decided yet, and there's a lot of discussion, is about the vibraphone microphones. And the problem is the machine is very noisy and they don't know exactly how to capture the audio from the vibraphone, and at the same time reduce the capture of the noises that the machine generates itself. There is discussion about use magnet pickups to grab this audio, but the problem of the magnet pickups is that they don't capture the reverb from the vibraphone. So in the end you have a dry sound, and I don't agree with this proposition. So what I decided to do, I spoke with Martin a few months ago about doing a microphone, and 2 weeks ago I spoke with Christopher, that is basically handling all this stuff nowadays. And yeah, so I decided to make my shot on a microphone. So I'm gonna be designing a microphone. I'm gonna having help of my friends, and Marco Reps is doing the 3D printer designing. Sorry, I'm doing the designing, but he's doing the printer in SLA for us. Another friends are making boxes, are making the electronics. We're going to the computer right now. I'm gonna show you the CAD designing on Autodesk Inventor, then we go through the PCB designing on Altium, and then we go to the bench, and I'm gonna show you the model that I already have printed here, and we're gonna test painting this model, making the finishing. I'm gonna make a very nice copper layer, and it's gonna look very nice in the end. So let's go to the computer there, and then we come here to the bench, and I'm gonna show you what I have already. I'm gonna show you the parts that are already arrived here, and then we go outside to paint and see how it's gonna be looking like. As you can see, I have Autodesk Inventor opened with the microphone project. So the initial idea was to have the microphone split in the capsule and in the microphone preamp, as you can see, as a modular approach. We have here the preamp, and we would have pogo pins here, and we would have a threaded capsule that would be attached to the preamp. I decided to go for a unibody for the final version, and the reason for that, it's because we wanted to maximize the space in the machine, so I wanted to minimize the microphone size. So I'm gonna have the PCB sliding. The XLR connector is gonna be soldered on the PCB, and then the PCB slides through this rail here inside the body. After the button here, I have this hole, and I'm gonna have a screw here, and this single screw is gonna lock the PCB on the place. So here in the Altium, I have the first version of the board, and this board was based on a discrete differential amplifier to produce the amplified signal. I'm using a high quality electrode capsule here. So the capsule already has a FET inside, so already provides some amplification. And this is basically an amplifier and a buffer. But I decided to change this project because first it was causing some problems in terms of linearity, and I want this microphone to be very flat. And also this approach has a lot of components. So I decided to move it from a totally discrete amplifier to 2 op amps. One is gonna make the preamplification for the capsule, and is gonna make the the high pass filter as well. This switch that you can see here in the image, it's gonna be a selectable low pass filter, so cutting at 70 Hertz or at 150 Hertz. So Martin is gonna be able to select if he wants a hardware high pass filter. Okay, so this is the idea. So this is the board. It's a little bit big. It's gonna get reduced in size on the final version with the new preamplifiers, the new op amps that I'm gonna be using. And then we're gonna have the next version. So now we are going to the bench, and you're gonna see the part that I already printed, and we are gonna do the paint job to see how it's gonna look like the microphone in the end version. So here we are in the bench, and this is what we are gonna be working today. So this is the part that I already had received from Marco here, printed. So this was more like a concept design for the project. I wanted to test the screw here. Okay, so we're gonna have removable capsule, we're gonna have the pogo pins here, and we have also the microphone. So I already have 4 microphones here that we are gonna be using. Those are cardioid, very flat capsules, very nice. They're gonna be placed here inside. Here we have some stainless steel meshing as well that we're gonna be using to create the dust filter inside the capsule. And this is a test that I already did. So I got this glue stick here. So I applied the primer, applied the copper, and this is the result. As you can see, it's a very nice one. So now we are going outside. So I'm gonna be applying here first the primer, and probably I'm gonna do some sanding on the part, and then I'm gonna be applying the high gloss metallic copper ink. When everything is dried, so as you can see here, we have the text. So we have some logos here, the Marcos logo, Cat logo, and Exa logo. So my friends that are working on the project as well. Here I have a message to Martin. Yeah, and so I'm gonna be using this nail polish here to fill these letters, because otherwise it's not gonna show up. And after that, and I don't have here yet, I'm gonna be applying a clear lacquer to protect the paint. So let's go outside and make this paint job now. Okay guys, so I found a better corner here to do paint job. And so let's start. So I'm gonna start with the primer. Okay, separate the 2 parts. Got my glove here. So I'm gonna use my finger to hold the part. Let's do it. Okay guys, so the parts are dried, and I sand them, and I also put some masking tape here to hold it. Then yeah, should have made this in the first time. As you can see, the text is actually quite legible, so maybe I'm not gonna need to paint, but I'm not decided yet. Yeah, so now it's time to apply the copper coating. So let's do it. Okay guys, so here we are back on the bench, and here we have the microphone. I'm not gonna touch too much because it's a little bit wet yet, the paint. But as you can see, the result is fantastic. I also tried to apply the nail polish here on the logos, but the problem is the solvent in the nail polish is so strong that it melts the paint. And in the end, after applying the copper ink, you can see that it's very legible the text. So I'm deciding to not apply any paint on the text and the logos, and I think they're gonna look nice enough without it. So in the next video, I'm gonna have the PCB already here. We're gonna be assembling the PCB, testing, and if everything goes fine, we're gonna be sending to Martin the final microphones. Okay, so this was just a test to check the finishing, and in the next video I'm gonna have the final parts printed by Marco, and yeah, and we're gonna test and see how awesome the microphone sounds. Okay, so see you next video. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. You know, I noticed that less than 10% of you that are watching actually are subscribed to the channel. So please subscribe, it's important, so I can understand that you are enjoying this content. Okay, so see you next time.